In this video we are going to see how to calculate the KPIs. So in order to do it, you have to click on this button located on the top bar, and then CityPlane will show you all the functional, environmental and socio-economic KPIs that we have developed so far. So you have to select your scenario. In this case I'm going to select this one, and then I will click confirm. So now CityPlane will calculate all the KPIs for us. Almost all the KPIs have a map so that you can visualize what's going on and which areas are behaving properly or not. And then each one has a formula to be calculated, a minimum value and an optimum value, and according to the results you will get a grading, a score for each one of the KPIs, and then for the master plan understood as a whole. So in this case we see that we have obtained this B qualification. So if we click here on Open KPI Summary, we will realize that certain KPIs have to do with the land cover, with mobility and services, public spaces and habitability, urban complexity, green spaces and social cohesion. So here we get the score and the grading of our master plan so that it can be certified according to these KPIs. And if you want to have a look at each one of them, you can go one by one checking the results. For instance, this one is the residential density, so we see that here we have denser areas, and here we have open spaces or no buildings, so low density areas. Here we have the score for this particular KPI. Then you can see that we are getting really good results according to absolute compactness, which is the relationship between the constructed volume and the void. The corrected compactness is also really good in this master plan. So in this case, this KPI indicates the relationship between the constructed buildings and the staying spaces. Here you see that you have some parameters that you can modify that will affect some of these KPIs, like the size of the sidewalks. This KPI is also really good. It indicates the staying space per inhabitant. Then we also have the proportion of the street that indicates the relationship between the height of the buildings and the width of the roads. Then we have the road space for pedestrians, which is the space dedicated to pedestrians within the road network system. Then we have the off-road car parking, which is the relationship between the parkings that are off the road, like parking hubs and ground floor parking, in relation to the total parking places. We also have the balance between activity and residence, meaning non-residential uses compared to the total residential uses. We also have the green space per inhabitant. We have the proximity to green spaces that indicates the distance between the residential fabric and all the three kinds of green spaces. The soil biotic index that indicates the permeability of the soil so that trees can grow and also water can go through. We also have the green roofs indicator. There, the proximity to urban facilities such as educational, socio-cultural, and many others in relation to the residential fabric. And also the provision of urban facilities that indicates the percentage of facilities needed for the population that lives in the area. We also have the provision of subsidized housing that indicates the proportion of this sort of housing in relation to the total proportion of houses. And then we go back to the beginning. Here you have this icon that you can click, and then you will deactivate the map, and then you can click again if you want to see it. You can also find more information about all of these KPIs within the manual that you can find online. So thank you very much for listening, and yeah, see you guys in the next video.